All right, for the next example, we are going to be creating a table of ordered pair solutions. So basically what that means is we're going to be creating a lot of ordered pairs, which are points, which are solutions to a given line, which is this right here, y equals x plus 3. This is a regular y and a regular x, which means it's at some type of straight line. And a table of solutions are points along, oh, don't move. Straight lines don't move. They're points along that line. So we're going to be finding a whole bunch of points along a line and putting them into a table format. So it says y equals x plus 3 for when x equals 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to be doing it 4 times for these values. So x is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right? So this is what your homework problems are going to look like. Then what you're going to do is you're going to substitute 1 into this equation, into the x plus 3 portion here to figure out what y equals when x is equal to 1. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to substitute it into this x plus 3 portion to figure out what the y is. Okay, so let's go. Here we go. So when x is 1, what is y? So we're going to stick 1 in there for x, and we're figuring out when 1 plus 3, well, what is that? Well, that is 4. That means that the point that we just found that's a solution to this equation is 1, 4. That point is on this line. And let's go ahead and check. First, let's go ahead and graph the line. So this is the y-intercept, and this is the number next to the x is the slope. Now this is a little tricky because it appears as if there is no number next to x, right? But actually there is. There is a 1. And from previous videos, we always talk about the slope being a fraction. So we need to make it 1 over 1, and that is the slope. And the slope is the change in y over the change in x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first graph the y-intercept, which is a positive 3. Here's the y-axis. That's what the y-intercept is. It's intercept the y-axis. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 right here. And then the slope is the y change over the x change. So the y change is 1. So it's from this y-intercept. We're going to go up 1 and then over 1. And then up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1, 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 up 1 over 1. It gets a little repetitive. And the cool thing about the slope is you can do the opposite. If I went up 1 and over 1 to the positive direction, I can do the opposite. I can go down 1 into the negative direction like that. And you'll learn all about this later. Okay, then we have this lovely picture of a line, and whoa, things are getting crazy. We can graph this line like this. I'm going to take out a nice ruler so we can make it a really, really nice line. And there we go. That is what the equation, the picture of this equation looks like. It looks like that. Now let's go ahead and see if this point is on this line. So this point, the x is 1. So 1 and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yep, there it is right there. That is, so this point, 1, 4, this is right here, over 1 at 4, right there. There it is. That's that point right there. Woohoo! Awesome, awesome. Okay, let's do the next one. So now we are going to figure out, well, what is y when x equals 2? So all we do is plug it into this formula, 2 plus 3, and what's 2 plus 3? Well, it's 5. That means when x is 2, y is 5. So 2, 5. Now let's go ahead and see if this point is on this line, because if we did it right, this should also be a solution. So let's go over 2. For the x part, 1, 2, and then up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yep, there it is right there. It is a solution. So that would be right here. 2, 5. Awesome, awesome. And let's do the next one. So now we're going to figure out, well, what is y when x is equal to 3? So we're going to stick 3 into this equation. Instead of writing x, I'm going to write a 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 equals 6. And the point that we just found, the xy, the x is 3, and the y is 6. Now this should be a solution on this line. And if we look here, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, there it is right there. That's the point, 3, 6. That is a solution as well. And then lastly, we're going to figure out what x is. When x is 4, what is y? So we're going to stick 4 in here for x. 4 plus 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. That means we just found the point, 4, 7, which is a solution. And let's go ahead and see if that point is on this line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And yes, it's right there. And that's the point. And all of these are solutions, okay, to this original equation right here, y equals x plus 3. Now, for your homework, all you need to do is, you don't need to worry about the graph. All you need to do is be able to do this right here. Just be able to fill out the table. That's it. But I like to do the graph as well so that you can see how they both are connected, because they really are. They're just visual representations. And when I learned this, I never knew that they're connected. And so I hope that this is helpful to see how they're both connected. Okay, on to the next one. We're going to do a table, except this table is a little bit different. You notice how the x values here were listed vertically? Well, now we're not even dealing with x. We're going to be dealing with the m. But really, this m is basically the same thing as an x. They just chose to use a different letter. And this n is really the same thing as y. They're just using a different letter. But now the x things, instead of them being vertical, now they're going to be horizontal. And then the y, which is n, is going to be kind of more vertical instead of horizontal up here. We're going to do the same thing. It's just a different format. So I'm just going to say that this m is the same thing as x. Okay, and this this n is the same thing as y. And this point is the same thing as x, y. mn is the same thing as xy. All right, so let's go ahead. So these are our m values, which are kind of like the same thing as x. And we are going to figure out what n is when m is equal to 1, 2, and 3. For this equation, n equals 6m minus 5. So to do that, we are going to plug these numbers into here to figure out what our n is. Okay, perfect. So we're just going to substitute 1n for m. So instead of writing 6m minus 5, we're going to substitute m in. So m is now 1, m is 1. So we go 6 times 1 minus 5. Okay, and 6 times 1 is 6. 6 minus 5 would be 1. So that means that n is 1, which means our point is mn, or 1. That's the m. And the n is 1. 1, 1. Okay, that is a solution of this equation. Okay, let's do the next one. We're going to figure out what n is when m is 2. So we're going to plug 2 in here. So 6 times 2 minus 5. Okay, so 6 times 2 is 12, minus 5 is 7. So this next point is 2, 7. And lastly, we're going to figure out what n is when m is 3. So we're going to plug it into this, and we get 6 times 3 minus 5. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 minus 5 18 minus 5, what is 18 minus 5? It is 13. Okay, so the point we just found was 313. 313. There we go. So these are all solutions to this equation. Okay, now last time what we did is we graphed the line and then we saw if those points were on the line and we were like, oh yeah, they are, so they're all solutions. Another way you can graph a line is just by graphing its solutions. So that's what we're going to do this time. We're going to graph these solutions, which are going to be points, and then we're just going to connect the dots, and then we'll have what this picture looks like. So the first one is 1, 1, okay? Remember, this is our M and this is our N. So this is our kind of M axis, and this is our N axis, which is the same thing as X and Y. And it's going to be up 1 or over 1 and up 1 right there. And then this one is going to be our M and our N, or it's the same thing as our X and Y. So we're going to go over 2, 1, 2, and then up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there. And then our next one is going to be M, N, and this is our X and Y, and it's 3 and 13. So let's go 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then up 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. Oh, I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 right there. Okay, so from here, we can graph our line just from those 3 points and connecting the dots. So let's go ahead and do that. It's going to be something like this right here. Okay, and that is the equation of our lovely, beautiful line. Okay, now if we wanted to check, we could actually graph this line. And remember, this number on the outside, that is our y-intercept, or in this case, what do we have for y? N is our y, so it would be our n-intercept. And then this is our slope, which would be 6 over 1. So let's go to our n-intercept, or y-intercept, which would be -5. So down here, 1, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Wait, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And look at our graph intercepts the y-axis right here. Then from here, we're going to do our slope, which is up 6 over 1. It's the vertical change over the horizontal change, or the change in y over change in x. So here we go, up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 1. And look, we're on that point. And then here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 1. And this point again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 1. And so it's the same exact line. All right, so now it is time. It is your turn. Oh, I'm sorry. For your homework, you are not going to have to graph this. All you're going to have to do is this, stick it in the table. So you're going to have to be able to do a horizontal table and more of a vertical table like this. Okay. So let's go ahead. This is your problem. So it is now time for you to check it out. Okay, go for it. Pause it. Work out problems 2A and 2B, and then come back and we'll see how you did. All right, see you in a bit. Bye. All right, we are back, and we're going to fill out this table first. So given the table, given this line, y equals x plus 6, you need to figure out what the values are when you're given x is equal to 1, 2, and 3, 4. You need to figure out what the y is and make a table of the solutions of this picture of this equation, which is a line. So let's go ahead and do it. So x is 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to stick 1 in there. So 1 plus 6 is 7. We have the point 1, 7. We're going to stick 2 in there. 2 plus 6 is 8. We have the point 2, 8 from our x and our y. And then we have 3. Stick 3 into this equation. 3 plus 6 is 9. We have 3, 9. and then stick 4 in there. We got 4 plus 6 is 10.